The United States, land of opportunity, yet still at a 5% unemployment rate, according to tradingeconomics.com. Well, 5% isn't too bad. Many countries, such as China, Germany, and even Mexico, have lower unemployment rates. Let's look at why unemployment is even an important issue, why it happens in the first place, specifically in the U.S., and what we can do to help the unemployment rate go down. To start off, I will answer our first question. Why is unemployment even a problem? Well, unemployment is important because, on the one hand, humanly, anyone doesn't want other people to not be able to sustain themselves. And two, unemployed people aren't able to buy many things, and the United States economy is very dependent on consumer activity. So, humanly, anyone doesn't want anyone else to not be able to sustain themselves. When we encounter a poor person on the street, don't we always feel sorry for them? It is our natural instinct of empathy, and we shouldn't ignore it by not giving people jobs. Also, the United States is very dependent on consumer activity. What this means is the United States economy rests its figurative shoulders on people buying products. And if people are unemployed, they won't have money to buy products, resulting in the economy losing steam. Now onto the issue of whether unemployment actually affects equality. I would have to argue yes, because of these points. First, even though unemployed people receive benefit checks, they still don't get enough money. According to BloombergBusiness.com, the average weekly unemployment benefit check is about $306, which amounts to roughly $16,000 a year. On the other hand, according to USNews.com, the average high school teacher made about $55,000 in 2013, which is considered a low salary in the United States. This obviously illustrates the inequality of unemployment. Now, behind myself, we have some statistics. Here we have a list of the United States by GDP per capita, which is usually used to measure the standard of living, or how well the general population lives. Over here, we have the unemployment rates for 2012. Now let's say we compare the GDP and unemployment rates of Mississippi. You can see that Mississippi had one of the highest unemployment rates at 9.0%. And over here, you can see that Mississippi had the lowest GDP per capita. Therefore, I come to the conclusion that unemployment directly relates to the standard of living, or GDP per capita. Now for the important part, what you can do to help.
I had a feeling this was coming.
Yes. First, we can vote for candidates that say they will reduce unemployment. With the 2016 elections coming up, we can find out which parties and candidates will actually lower the unemployment rate. For instance, a Democrat by the name of Bernie Sanders has an idea called the Rebuild America Act, which promises to fix waterways, railroads, and airports, all the while giving decent jobs to those who need them. This is a good plan, but keep in mind, good plans do not always work, so choose who you vote for wisely. Second, children can decide to go to college. It is obvious, at least to me, that if you have a college degree, you'll be able to get a good job. Since a degree means you have had a certain level of studying. And if you don't believe me, here's a study by the Institute of Educational Science. You can clearly see that for 20 to 24-year-olds, people with bachelor's degrees have the lowest unemployment rate of all groups. And even just going to college helps, as also the no bachelor's degree but some college, they also have one of the lowest unemployment rates. So, to wrap up, first, unemployment is important because, on the one hand, humanly, anyone wouldn't want anyone else to not sustain themselves. And two, the unemployed people can't buy many products. And the United States economy is greatly dependent on consumer activity. Second, unemployment affects equality because of low income and correlation between states that have high unemployment and low GDP per capita, which is usually used to measure the standard of living. Finally, to help unemployment go down, we can vote for presidential candidates like Bernie Sanders who have good plans to lower unemployment. And finally, that going to college visibly lowers the unemployment rate. Thank you.
Resources.